So this is the 1994 Jeep Wrangler SE model. I'll just kind of go over it. First I'll get a good look around it. You can see right here is one of the cosmetic defects, and good. And then there's another little defect right here, a little dent and some paint gone. This is the winch. It's a Champion 4,500 pound, which is fairly cheap, but should get you out of trouble if you need it. Okay. Pull this off and open this up. I'm going to use both hands, so I'm sorry for that. I'm making you a little ill, probably. Okay, so I got the support pole up there. It latches right here. The thermostat's been replaced. This is the exhaust manifold which has been replaced, and you can see the sealant around there. That's the Permatex copper that makes it nice and quiet. Fuel injectors has a new air filter. Of course, the oil is pretty good. It's been changed in the spring. This is where the AC goes, so there's no AC with this. I've not replaced the distributor cap. Let's see, here's what the oil looks like, so that's actually pretty good. And then this is the new battery from May. These wires right here go inside, they go to the winch. And then the issue with the washer fluid is underneath here. Pull this out. There we go. So there's a, you can see there's a hole right there. Let's see if I can show this a little better. So here's a motor. And there should be a motor right here, which is missing, and it's actually down here, but it is disconnected. One of these goes to the front, and one of them goes to the back. So the front two windows and the back window on the hard top. It's not that big a deal to me. A light bulb goes here. I don't know if it works. I've never replaced it. Let's see inside. So this is the winch controller. The wires are kind of ugly, but this is really functional because it's in the cab. You can control it. You always know where it's at. This stereo is an old Pioneer. It works fine. It plays CDs. There is a Bluetooth adapter connected on the back, but it's not hooked into the electrical wiring. So there's an aux mode. That should be hooked into the wiring if you want to. This doesn't stay off all that well. So the way this turns on is you move it over and then it turns on, and you move it all the way off. But I have a little rubber band to hold it. Here's the shift knob and the transfer case. To put it in four-wheel drive, this is the pause lock system. So most of these old systems, they had a battery, or not battery, vacuum operated hub locker, and it's notoriously unreliable. Reading on the internet, it said replace it with this pause lock. So I put that in, and that now locks it in. So to put it in four-wheel drive, you have to engage that. Sometimes you have to roll a little bit while you do it to get everything to line up, and then of course shift the transfer case into 4 high or 4 low. Here are the gauges. They all work. This is a little aftermarket cup holder and container. It locks, there's keys in there. So to move the seat forward, I'm going to lift this up and just push the seat forward. That's how the seat comes forward. And here's the back seat. The hard top is in pretty good shape. I think the speakers on this sound bar right here aren't working. Haven't looked at that, but it's not a big deal. The stereo in here is not fabulous. The carpet's in pretty good shape, but it needs to be re-tacked down. It doesn't fit. It's not. There's some Velcro stuff in the back. I'll show you here. So the spare tire is smaller than the other tires. So if you did get a flat, you'd need to probably let some air out of the other side that it's on of this if you're on the pavement. Okay, so there's a little tear here. The fabric is in pretty good shape for the year, being 27 years old. Okay, here's that Velcro thing I was telling you about. So it just needs some probably new Velcro and get that reattached if that's a concern for you. Here's how you activate or move the seat. You can flip it down, you can flip it up. It easily pulls out. There's this pin right here and you pull it. Let's see, I need to put the top down first. And, so you can see on this YJ on this year there it uses leaf spring. So this is a leaf spring right here. It comes up onto the end. Right here is where it attaches to the body, and you can see in there, I'm not sure if this is going to catch it, but if you see in there, those are kind of cracked and corroded. That's a bushing. That's the rubber isolation that should be probably replaced you know, soonish. It's not that big a deal. This is the new tailpipe. I replaced the fluid in the differentials. These are, I think, Dana 30 front and back, I believe. Check that. There's the new exhaust. You can see the sealant all around there to make sure there's no exhaust leaks. This is the transfer case right here, coming down out of the drive shaft. You can see up there, there's a little bit of like grease oil smudged. I did replace that seal in May. It drips a drip now and then. You can see a little drip hanging off of that U-joint. I don't know if that's a U-joint, whatever joint that is. And but it's not much and not too worried about it. I can check that fluid level just to make sure that it's still good for you in there. It's pretty easy to check and fill. So yeah, let's go around to the front. Just rolling out of here. All right. And so I still got that out, and I was just gonna show the front. So this is the shackle, it's called. This is the U-joint, or the bushing where it connects onto the leaf springs. This is the shape of the undercarriage. This is like a cover, but kind of floppy. Could be refastened, but I don't think it's that big a deal. Like, here's another bushing you can see right there, I believe. But it's in fairly decent shape. You can see there's not much rust. It's spent its life in Torrey, Utah, which is pretty dry. And now I'll start it up. And, oh yeah, these are this is called the scrubber, and you can see it's cracked right here. It looks kind of bad. Those are about $10 for one of these on the outside, $10 for the inside. and the other side is the same, so it's about 40 bucks to replace that. There's a kit on Quadratech. Looks like there's a little missing thing right there, but that's pretty small. I don't know what's important and what's not, so I'm trying to cover it all. On the mirror, there's a little bit of I don't know what you call that, corrosion maybe. Maybe it got wet at some point. Okay, haven't started it today. First startup. Startup took a little longer than typical, what I expect. The brake light's on there. You can see down here, if you pull out the four-wheel drive lights on. Push that back in. So you twist a little bit, and four-wheel drive lights off. Gas is full. Here's the temperature, nice and low. Here's the oil pressure. Just check and see. If I turn that off, you can see it's moving down. This is the battery voltage. So let me start that back up, and we should see the pressure and voltage go back up.